in order to get you guys a bit of an idea of what you're getting into, allow me to show you a bit of clips that came from the trailer of this film. So with that said, I think you guys can understand why this is going to be a vlog style review. So, how is this the worst animated film ever? Well, let's find out. And even if this is a vlog style review, I will still be doing the traditional format that I usually do. I will still talk about the story, the animation, and the characters and their own separate things. So, let's start this off with the story. Now, interestingly enough, this is actually a live-action horror film. But, oh god, here's the biggest issue. There is no story in this film. There's just absolutely none. And, okay, so I guess you guys are starting to notice this theme, like, of messed up things happen. And that's the thing. That's the only thing that actually connects these stories together. It's just this random messed up things keep on happening. And like, I apologize in advance, but like, you're gonna hear me say messed up a lot in this review. But it's like, there's no actual story. There's no actual message that it's trying to convey. This is like, about 90% of this movie is just a series of like crazy images that are meant for like absolute shock value, or like just, it makes no sense. Like every single thing that you see, like it's near impossible. It's not near impossible, it's impossible to follow what the heck is going on, because after every single thing that it shows us, like, you're just left there asking yourself, did that just happen? Or what the fridge just happened? It's either one of those two. And it never ends. It never stops. It just keeps on jumping from one shocking imagery to another without any purpose, without any logic, without any explanation at all. It's just a series of shock value that's never answered to why, or no purpose whatsoever. It's just messed up beyond belief. There's no structure, and like even as a live action film, nothing connects together. It's just throwback. Like the most that it ever happens is just throwbacks to what happened to last time. It's like, hey, like sometimes you'll be in the second story, it's like, hey, remember this kid? Well, like, here's what's happening with him. Just a bunch of random stuff happening. The only real connection that there is with these stories is one character that often appears in the movie, and his name is Lucy. When we're gonna get to the characters, oh, let me tell you about frickin' Lucy. He's pretty much my new nightmare now. Okay, but that's pretty much all I can say about the story, is that it's just, there's basically no story. There's just none. It's just a series of shocking imagery. That's it. Alright, so with that done, let's move on to the animation. Okay, now this is the reason why I'm doing this in a vlog style review. The reason why I'm doing a vlog style review is because whatever's happening in there, I cannot show it. Like, I don't think I'm even allowed to post it on the internet, let alone on sites like YouTube or Blip or whatever. Like, I just can't. It's just way too messed up to be ever seen. In fact, here's the thing. Look. Alright, I actually made a list of some of the messed up things that actually happen in this movie. Alright, like, here's the thing. Alright, we got, like, I titled this List of Messed Up Things in
Satellite City.
And here's how it goes. It features tons of messed up corpses. Oh god, this movie does so many things to a dead body. Like, it doesn't just leave it dead. Oh god. on-screen killings, mostly stabbings. I'm sure, like, you would see that commonly in movies, but these ones are, like, brutal. Many traditional and creative ways of child abuse. And that's, you know, that's actually the worst thing. The worst thing about this list is that those are the things I can describe. This is not everything. This is not even half of what happens in this movie. The rest, like I said, it's undescribable. It's just this messed up imagery that would either come from hell or, like, anyone's deepest nightmares. It's just, like, inexplainable, and you're just standing there going, like, what is this? It's like, how, like, these are things that should not be seen. Like, this is the factor, it's so bad. Like, the factor that it is so bad is just the concept of these things actually made in an animated feature. I mean, this can actually be, like, extremely well made. This can be beautifully crafted by masters at Pixar, and it wouldn't change the difference that it's terrible because, like, the freaking this! Like, they did this! They did things like this! And, oh god, if you want me to talk about the quality, oh good god, here's an interesting fact. The animation, believe it or not, is actually done by one guy, and that is the creator of his movie,
Sam Fenna.
Does that sound like a fake name? Well, of course it does. I mean, it's not like it's not a real name. Of course, nobody's actually called
Sam Fenna.
Like, I'm sure he uses that fake name in order to protect his identity from the police.
The animation here is pretty subpar. It's like the animators are learning how to use their software as they're making this. One of the reasons that prove it is the textures. It looks like they put an image of the texture over something rather than making the texture itself, like the rocks don't really feel like they're rocks, or the ice doesn't feel that cold. What's worse is that a lot of the characters don't even have textures on them, making them look too simple, and the lighting on them feels awkward. Another thing that looks awful is the character animation. It's that kind where their movements feel more simple and stiff, and they didn't care to put more time to define and smoothen their animation. Even during the fighting scenes, it would have looked great if they haven't taken the lazy route. That, and for some reason, there would be at times when they would either speed up or slow down the animation, and it feels like it came out of nowhere. If there is one good thing I could say about the animation, is the designs.
But the things that they do is just messed up beyond belief. And okay, now, with that said and done, let's move on to the characters. And I can pretty much, it's a safe bet to say that there are no likable characters. These characters are not likable in the slightest. In fact, the most that you'll ever get is that you'll be scared of these characters because you never want to see these characters again, because if you do, they are going to be messed up beyond belief. Oh my god, like, they have so much bad intentions. They are, like, all these characters are just dumb as a brick. They're easily do what they're told, and they end, like, that's the thing. They're like zombified. They end up there's practically nobody with a brain here. They just do as they're told. I was like, okay, let me just go see this messed up thing, or let me just do this messed up thing. Like, they're just easily influential to do the most messed up thing. They have no sense of morality whatsoever. But there is this one character who knows what he's doing. And oh god, his intentions are frickin' evil. I have a new nightmare, and his name is Lucy. Now, Lucy is what connects this entire movie. Lucy is pretty much this
white Kivalachian
with red eyes, and, like, he would tell them to do all sorts of messed up things, thinking that they're gonna be good. Like, he really takes advantage over the fact that these characters are idiotic as hell, and, like, they end up doing whatever hell-spawn thing. It's literally This is Satan's
cat!
It's literally freaking Satan's
Cat!
But, oh, and another thing I really want to mention, like an extra bit that I want to add about the characters is that the acting, holy Jesus, it's terrible. Like, they're like, now the common ground of bad acting here is just like plain flat out bad. But then when it gets like the worst, oh God, it is like, this is like horrible to the point where it's unimaginable, but somehow it manages to do it. It is just...
You piss us off over. I don't know who the James is. What a useless bunch of
Oh, fuck.
It's like, that's the thing with these characters. There are no likable characters. Whenever you see anybody coming back into the screen, like, you are scared because you know bad stuff is gonna happen, especially with frickin' Lucy. Lucy is the warning sign that the real messed up things are gonna happen. Okay, let me just calm down for a sec. You know, when I would be faced with a bad movie or a bad animated feature, you know, I would just describe words like bad, terrible, disgrace, that often comes out, horrendous, stupid, idiotic, or whatever. I can't even describe for this movie. Like, I can't even say any of these words. It's the only way to describe
Satellite City.
It's unholy. It's godforsaken unholy. It's unholy. It's inhumane. This is a movie that should be illegal. And you know what's the worst thing about all this? The worst thing, like, with this list and all that stuff, it's his intention. I don't know if this is originally or what it's supposed to be. He wanted this, apparently, Sam wanted this to be a comedy. This is supposed to be something to laugh at. Like, here, let me give you, like, the orgy from hell, the child abuse. This is all for freaking laughs? I don't know what else to say, like, I'm seriously at a loss of words. I can't say what the hell is wrong with you, or are you messed up in the brain, because the answer is yes. He was messed up on drugs when making this, and it clearly shows. Okay, now let me just let me just right now give you the rating, and this is, of course, like, as the absolute worst animated film ever. Like, it pretty much gets the lowest rating that you can ever get in any of my reviews or whatever. The story, 1 out of 10 for the factor that there's barely any story in it. Instead, it's just a series of messed up images, one after another, without any purpose, without any explanation whatsoever. Animation, 4 out of 10. What's even worse than the quality is the things that happen. And then the characters, 1 out of 10, of course. I never want to see any of these characters again. They scare me, especially freaking Lucy. Oh God, please never show me these characters again. I never want, like, oh good God. They horrify me. Nothing good can ever come out of these characters. I never want to see them again. So in total,
Satellite City
gets a 2 out of 10. Of course, with the AniMat seal of garbage. Just one big AniMat seal of garbage covering this entire movie. Oh, good God. Now, the thing with this review, this is not only a review. This is a warning. This is a warning to anybody watching this. Never watch this movie. Whatever you do, don't go watch
Satellite City.
This thing should be banned. This should be illegal. If you ever find
Satellite City,
I'd rather it be on anywhere If it's on a computer, delete it, put it in the trash, empty the trash, make sure your computer is clean from it. If you actually see a DVD or Blu-ray copy of it, burn it with fire. Just completely burn it so it never sees the freaking light of day. And you know, like, and the worst thing is, I just cannot understand the fact that there are people who actually like this. They legit think this is a good film. Like, okay, here's the thing. You know, I'm usually the kind of, I'm normally the kind of guy that I would respect your opinion if you respect mine. Like, if we respect each other's opinions, we understand each other, we both have good arguments about it, let bygones be bygones. But if you legitimately think that
Satellite City
is actually a good movie, or you actually like what's happening in there, you're a freak. You're just a sick, messed up freak. I'm sorry, but this is true. Freaking wake up. You need some serious serious mental help. Go find some freaking help. Or like, you must be on godforsaken heavy drugs. Like, get out of it. Go get a freaking intervention. Like, if you're gonna counter-argue with me, this list alone would make whatever you say freaking invalid. So, this is pretty much my conclusion. No matter what, even if you are morbidly curious, never do it. Don't ever watch
Satellite City.
If you decide to do it, I swear to God, you will forever regret it. And I apologize for this. I will sympathize with you, but it's your own fault. I warned you, never watch this movie. If there's one thing to take out of this review, never watch
Satellite City.
But, if I could be very honest, at this point, I just want to move on. Like, after seeing that, I rather want to move on with my life, and I want to pretend like I have never seen this movie. I just want to forget it and just move on. Like, I want to go back to my standards of what is usually considered a bad animated film, like anything that would come out in theaters that comes from the Weinstein Company or Sony Pictures Animation. I just want to go back to that time because it seems so simpler. And you know what? That's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm just going to forget about all this stupid crap
Satellite City
and move on with my life.
Why aren't you as good as this?
That's a f***ing joke, right?